Alright, welcome back to another restoration. This is part two of the Hillman road bike. If you haven't checked out part one, check out part one first. I just watched this one, doesn't matter. Hope you enjoy. Cheers. Alright, here's all the parts taken off. Just want to show you the condition. You can see, a lot of rust around the chain rings and the chain bolts there, chain ring bolts. The crank had some water damage on it. The brake calipers were fine, just some rusty screws. Here, a little bit of a rip bit on the rubber there. Still the crank arm. You can see the front mech just had a bunch of rust on there again. Pretty dirty as well. And the rear mech, that big rusted bit, rusted bolts everywhere. There's a stem there. There's actually two stems. I'm going to run along the stem on it, but you can see all the rust on the stem, like really dirty there. But hopefully, it should just clean up a bit. Just the headset stuff. Here basically just cleaning everything. Here just cleaning up everything. Usually, what I do is just wash everything in warm soapy water first, just to get rid of all the gunk, any of the grease that's still on there, and I use just like a nylon brush or a wire brush just to help brush it all out. I found this is the quickest way to kind of do it. Here are all the parts that have been washed. Got most of it off. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is just take everything apart. I'm going to soak it in Vapor Rust. Vapor Rust is basically just an agent that helps get rid of rust. I used to use white vinegar in the past, but recently I started using Vapor Rust and I'm pretty happy with the results. So basically, I just took all the bolts off all the derailleurs and the brake hangers and stuff like that, put it in a little jar, and then just fill up the jar with the Vapor Rust, and then just let it soak overnight. You can see me doing the front rear mech there. Here, the brake calipers I'm just wiping down as they were pretty clean already, so I didn't need to soak them. Same with the cranks, they were pretty good, so I didn't really decide not to soak those. Here just cleaning up more parts. Once again, with the real kind of stubborn bits, what you can do is use a bit of WD-40 and just use a wire brush and kind of just brush it off, and most of the rust will come off. Here, just clean the headset bearings and the bottom bracket bearings. Usually, if these are made of good quality metal, you can actually clean them up pretty well. These are in pretty good condition, so it ended up being pretty easy. And it also depends, if they were greased up before or how much rust they have on them. But these ones that I had cleaned up pretty well. Also, another tip here, you can use a cotton bud to get in those hard to reach areas, and that helps as well. Here I'm using a small pin as well, just to get rid of some of the grease that was in the little washer there. Here what it looks like after this done. Alright, here I have soaked these parts in Vapor Rust for 24 hours. Just don't forget to put a lid on, otherwise your Vapor Rust will evaporate. You can actually reuse it, so I always keep the lid on, just to make sure I can save as much as I can, and then you just kind of filter it when you want to reuse it. Here's the brake caliper. It actually was in pretty good condition, but there was rust around that little washer there. There was a lot of rust there and it came out pretty clean. Here, I think you guys saw the derailleur before, it was pretty rusted apart, but it actually comes out pretty amazing. You can see that all the rust came off. Sometimes there's a little bit of black residue that's left on the parts after you take it out of Vapor Rust, but I'm going to give it a quick wash, and then it should wash all of it off. You can see that the rust has completely come off. So I'm pretty stoked with Vapor Rust and how it's been working for me lately. And then here, the same with the front mech. If you remember, there was rust all kind of in that little channel there. But yeah, now it's absolutely gone. No kind of brushing or scrubbing or anything. So what I'm going to do is just clean these parts up and they'll be good. Here, just with the bolts, yeah, pull it through a strainer, but you can see that I didn't aim correctly, so just be careful with that. But yeah, you can see all the bolts had rust on it, but yeah, now it's pretty clean once again. So yeah, hyped. Yeah, don't forget to protect the parts after you've soaked them in vapor rust. Usually I just wipe them down with WD-40, clean them up a bit, and that should help it from flash rusting. Here you can see the derailleur. All the rust was gone, but I just still want to clean it up a bit, so I ended up just sending it back. Yeah, I think I just used 400, 800 wet and dry, and that was it. Yeah, you can see how it looks here after it's all done. You know, not perfect, but definitely a lot cleaner. And then yeah, just use WD-40 just to protect it again. But yeah, that's all I did on this one. And here, just putting the bolts back onto the derailleurs and the brake calipers. Yeah, pretty straightforward here. Once again, they can only really fit a certain way. If you have pairs, is usually for the brake calipers. But yeah, process of elimination here. All right, here cleaning up the cranks and the stem. Yeah, I was originally gonna just run it as is, but yeah, I just couldn't help myself. I just want to clean it up a little bit, so I ended up doing what I did on the last Peugeot bike build I did, and just sanded it down with 800 and 600 just to kind of clean it up. Yeah, not too difficult here. Just put in effort. I think basically, just don't forget to wear gloves. But yeah, these cleaned up pretty well, and I was pretty stoked on it. Yeah, I think it makes all the parts look a little bit more uniform, and definitely worth the effort. All right, that's the end of the video. Yeah, let me know what you think. Part 3 should be up soon. Stay tuned. Cheers.